When working on really thick fabric, one tool that comes with the Pfaff Creative Icon is your multi-purpose tool. I'm going to show you how to use this to hop up and over really thick seams. Now, when you're on a straight stitch, one of the other suggestions is to actually make your stitch length longer. So 2.5 is your normal stitch length, so going up to 3 as a minimum, and even 3.5 will also help you from feeling the need to have to push your fabric through the machine. The longer stitch length moves those feed dogs further, and then the machine is going to help you through. If you leave it on that 2.5 stitch length, you're going to find that those stitches are going to become itty bitty, and then again feeling like you need to push your fabric through, and that's what sometimes breaks your needle, is you helping the machine. So let the machine help you lengthen that stitch length 3 to 3.5, even 4 if you want. You'll even notice when you pick a triple straight stitch, the default setting of that stitch is 4 millimeters long, and that is a nice long stitch. So if you want a heavier looking stitch, just go right to stitch number 2, use that longer stitch length, or if you're looking to just go ahead and do a regular seam, a little longer stitch length would be the right addition. So I'm going to just sew a quick little seam and get 2 of these pieces sewn together. Then I'm going to kind of turn up that normal denim hem where we'll start to get a lot of layers underneath where the seam is. So there's 3 layers, there's 6 layers, and there is 9 layers. Now I know this isn't really thick fabric right now, and the machine will just go up and over it, but I will show you that there's times when using this tool, the multi-purpose tool, is going to be your godsend. I do have the IDT engaged, so that is pulling my fabric through. At this point, I do like to engage the needle stop down button. Then that way as it stops, it will lift up that foot to kind of help go over the edge. So I'm going to pretend that this is much thicker. So it's going to stop, the needle stops down in the fabric, the foot comes up, and if you need to, lift the foot up a little bit higher, and then take the tool. You'll notice there is a thin side and a thick side. Slide the thinner side, or thick one, depending on how thick your fabric is. You're bringing it right up to the seam. So you're not bringing it underneath the foot, but just so when the foot comes down, it is level. Do you see how the back of the foot is raised up? That's the part that always gets kind of stuck going up the mountain. So as you can see, with even pressure from the back of the foot to the front of the foot has no problem stitching where it became extra tall. Vice versa, when you come down off that really thick seam, set the tool right up to the seam, not underneath the foot, but just so it will sew onto the tool. Stop, pull that out, and keep going. Now, did you notice that I'm actually sewing from the top side? You will get a prettier stitch if you do that. That is why they call it top stitching. So if you are ever trying to force your fabric through, the key here is just realizing all you have to do is lengthen the stitch length and use a tool that will assist getting up and over the thick areas.